So good afternoon everybody and welcome back. How was lunch today? Honest? Yeah, we're getting much better lunches than we are evening meals, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hence the little bags that we seem to have acquired over lunchtime. A little bit of service recovery. How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel any better? That's all the things that...
No, it's a little bit too late.
A bit too late.
On the freelance.
Yeah. So a gesture that you appreciate, but a little bit too late to do anything about it because we're going to be leaving here this afternoon. Yeah. All right. What I want to do this afternoon is to start exploring the subject of managing performance. And we very deliberately call this session Managing Performance as opposed to...
Leading performance.
Sorry?
Leading
performance, some people might say. It's another phrase that kind of is used. Performance management, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Thanks, Dan. And so if we say performance management, what does it kind of conjure up? What do you think about when people say this is going to be our performance management process?
You instantly think it's bad.
You instantly think it's bad.
You feel like you're getting pushed out.
You feel like you're getting pushed out. You feel like it's...
If someone said, for example, someone said to me, we're going to do performance management on you, then I'm thinking I'm doing something seriously wrong here.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I'm going to be seeing the exit sign too, if I don't pick it up.
Yeah, okay. So it's got all of these quite sort of negative connotations about it being about something that's not right. So managing, so performance management is, I'm performance managing you out of the business. What about if we turn it on its head and call it managing performance, as we do in Co-op?
Could be development.
It's development, yeah, absolutely. Anything else?
Supporting.
It's supporting your teams, developing your teams,
setting clear goals and measuring where you're at, where you need to be.
setting clear goals, measuring where you need to be. Spot on. Anything else?
It might not be linked to people. It could be linked to the company.
Right.
The performance of the company.
Okay, so say a bit more about how it's not linked to people and more to the company. It's managing the overall performance of the company, I think what you're getting at.
Yes. So it could be that you are managing performance for KPIs, for example.
Right, okay then. Alright, so to meet the targets and the key performance indicators that are in the business. Absolutely. And we might be doing that through people, but managing the performance of my shop, my store, my part of the business. If we draw it back to people, where do you think you spend the majority of your time? Do you think the majority of your time is spent on managing the poor performers to bring them up to the standard, or managing your great performers to develop them for the future?
I'd say it's split.
Okay.
I've got a very good team manager.
Yeah.
He needs to be a store manager.
Right.
So I'm not store managing it, but I've been helping it, you know.
Right. Okay.
And on the flip side, then I've got quite a few I'm trying to bring up.
Right. Okay then. So you've got a few that you're trying to bring up because the performance isn't at the right level, and a team manager that you're developing. Yeah. For a future store manager. Other people?
I tend to manage the poorer ones because the ones that are kind of up there have set themselves to go out and do their own learning. It just comes to me when they need the support.
Right.
Whereas the lower ones I find need more managing and coaching to actually find where they're going wrong and be developed with that. So that's where I tend to find I need to spend more time.
Right, okay, so more time with people that you could see some potential in by the sound of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just not about managing bad performance. You can see the potential, but they need to grow, whereas the really good performers are developing themselves, and you're supporting them as well.
Yeah, I think for me it was a bit different in the shop I was in because a lot of them didn't want to go anywhere, they just wanted to stay where they were.
Yeah.
Whereas there was some people that maybe did want to stay where they were but wanted to learn new things at the same time. So I found that I was probably putting more into developing the better people because they showed an interest of that they actually wanted to go somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Whereas most of the people just wanted to stay on
Stay
the till
doing
and
what they were
that was
doing,
it.
yeah. So they're performing at a level that was satisfactory.
Yeah.
So if you go back to our kind of strength scope boat from module 1, they were doing enough to get the job done, but they hadn't got the sail on top of them to give them momentum to go on to further progression. Right. Good. No, good discussion, and it's really good to hear that people's focus is on development and support, because historically, in a lot of companies, managing performance has been all about managing the poor performers, and managers' time is spent on the issues with poor performance, the whole process of grievances and disciplinaries and things like that. And so all of your effort is on those that may never come with you, and you don't have time for those that are going to progress in the future and develop. So really good to hear you talk about that. What I'm going to do now is just build up a slide that looks at some of the things that are really important in our company in terms of managing performance. And some of this you'll be able to relate back to the Harvard Business Review article that again we looked at in Mod 1, where their focus is totally on managing people to get peak performance. So, the first thing you need to do in terms of managing performance is ensure that there is a really, really clear stated goal. And I think we all know that the goal within the co-op is to grow to become the #1 food convenience retailer in the UK. So the first thing we need to do is recruit great people. Can you remember some of the things that we were saying about recruiting great people when we explored the article last time? And I am going to get you up out of your seats in a minute and start looking at what that means within our businesses. But can you remember what were the important things in terms of recruiting great people? Come on! I'm going to pick on somebody.
Was it about finding their interests? It's not just about the business, what they want to do, but about their actual person themselves.
Right, so that was absolutely
so
one of
deeper
them.
than
Yeah, so it was more than their experience. And, some of you shared some fairly scary stories about how you'd recruited to just fill your gaps and how much that gave you in terms of problems in the future. So recruiting great people, more about attitude, more about them as people than just the experience that they've got. Yeah? So moving on. Establishing role clarity. What's that all about?
The clear expectations, what they can expect to do at work, what you expect of them.
Right, some really clear expectations, what you're expecting of them when they're at work. Yep. Do you all have role clarity in your roles? And if you haven't, what could you do about it? I'm not going to ask you to answer these questions, but again, think, does everybody in your team have real role clarity? Do they really know what your expectations are of them?
I think previously in Tesco there was something really quite interesting on the store manager meetings. So they used to have, I am store manager, I work for operations manager, I'm
Right.
deputy manager and a team leader, and they cut it all up and you had to put different job roles into the different categories and nobody got it right.
Right, okay, so it all became fuzzy and unclear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure that would have affected individuals' overall performance and therefore the performance of the store. Yeah. Things are so intrinsically linked. Smart objectives. Who knows what smart objectives are? Who can tell me what smart objective is?
Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timescale.
Yes, excellent. Sometimes some people say the R is relevant, so it's either relevant or realistic. But yeah, that's absolutely a SMART objective. So setting SMART objectives for people in your team, setting SMART objectives for yourself, and agreeing them with your area manager. And then